Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for One Piece chapter 1034. When we last left our heroes, spent a lot of time with Zoro and his fight with King, as Enma is absorbing all of Zoro's armament haki, and Zoro eventually flashes back to his childhood with the first real bit of Zoro flashback we've gotten in 1,030 chapters. And he specifically remembers that this old man in his village, who is Kuina's grandfather, is Shimotsuki Kozaburo, the forger of, among other things, Enma. And somehow it's that memory that gives him the strength to infuse all of his swords, not just Enma, with Conqueror's haki, which kind of changes the shape of the battle a little bit. We get a little bit more of Sanji and Queen, as Queen notes that the Lunarians were at one point referred to as gods, which, more things to look at as we get into Lunarians and shit. And then, yeah, that's sort of it. Zoro ready to face down King. And now we're going to deal with something completely different, as chapter 1034 is titled Sanji vs. Queen. Our picture here is of Usopp winning prizes for the children at the festival shooting game. It seems to be on Zoe, given the animals in attendance, but it's fun, it's neat, it's kind of whatever. We open, though, in the Pleasure Hall, Left Brain Tower, Skull Dome, where Sanji and Queen are. An explosion kind of rips. Eek! Osame, step away, you'll get hurt! Let's hurry toward the back. No, not yet. Oh, these are the women of the Pleasure Tower who are kind of caught up in this fight. And one of them, I think that's the one that berated Sanji earlier. I still can't find Chuji. I don't know who Chuji. Have we met Chuji yet? One of the women tells her, "Don't worry, I'm sure he's fine. Focus on your own safety. If there's any way to escape, any way off this island, now is the time to make use of it. To escape Wano entirely. Very wise, very wise." And they're all sort of trying to escape because, Onigashima was kind of crumbling. We see Momo trying to hold it together, but it is sort of crumbling out the bottom, and is about to be dropped on Wano proper any minute now. We then focus on Momo, and who says, "Because I am a dragon just like him, I have grasped the knack of Kaido's flame clouds." Ugh, but he's so clearly struggling. "I might not be able to push the island back up, but as long as I can stop its fall, the worst can still be avoided. Ugh. I won't let it fall in the flower capital." And we cut to the flower capital. They're still kind of partying, unaware of the danger slowly closing in. Then we cut to inside the Skull Dome, as apparently even the Beast Pirates at this point are retreating as they yell, "Escape the castle!" I'm kind of unclear how much the Beast Pirates know right now, because I didn't think anyone who's not really aware of the situation outside are really aware of Kaido's plans to drop the tower. Or drop the island, I mean. I don't know. But now in a twist of fate, the samurai are the ones defending. Hold the line! And we cut back to the Left Brain Tower, where Sanji is still facing Queen, our title fight, which might mean we're going to reach the end of Sanji versus Queen here, right? Because we had a few X versus Y chapters with the Tobi Roppo, right? Jinbei versus Who's Who, and was Robin versus Black Maria called Robin versus Black Maria, and Frankie versus Sasaki. Those two might not have been, but I'm pretty sure Jinbei versus Who's Who did have that setup, and that was the end of that fight. So maybe this will be the end of Sanji versus Queen here. Anyway, Queen's eyes start to glow. "Sparking!" And Sanji reacts with shock. "Queen!" And we see these bullets flash out of Queen's eyes. Sanji jumps out of the way. Huh? Beams from his eyes, and he flashes back to one of his brothers, doing the exact same trick. "Sparking Valkyrie!" And then Queen readies another attack. "Henry!" Shocking Sanji again. Is that another Vinsmoke technique? "Queen!" And we see Queen lunges out with mechanical neck to bite at Sanji, and also electrocute him at the same time. Sanji screams, "Ah!" And then as he sort of recoils from that, remembers another one of his brothers using a similar attack titled Henry Blazer. And Sanji hits the ground as Queen laughs. Mwahahaha! You get it yet? And he activates another Shining Queen. I'm using Germa 66's moves. I was saving them up until after you transformed. See, Judge's sons are like the amalgamation of all of his scientific tech. And we see Sanji, he's up now, he's getting out of the way of the laser beams. But he's getting away. And then Queen goes on, if I'd beaten you to a pulp while you wore that suit, I could have proven something to Judge. That I am the superior scientist. And he shoots some more lasers. Right, Stealth Black! And Sanji snaps, I don't care about your stupid rivalry. Then Queen goes on, he grabs Sanji up in his claw hand. I played dumb about it earlier, but the plain truth is, and Sanji sort of screams as he's caught, let go! I've already researched and tested all of Germa's science. I can recreate any moves you brothers can do. And Sanji just tells them, stop treating me like their family. We flash back to another one of the brothers attacking with Winch Guillotine. And Queen uses his own spin on that attack. Winch! And he slams Sanji through the wall. Queen! And he doesn't even let go. It's not even a throwing Sanji. He's just still holding him as Sanji's battered up against the wall over and over again. Wahahaha! But then Sanji, using a Diable Jambe kick, shatters Queen's arm from around I guess what would roughly be here-ish on that arm contraption, setting himself free. Queen is shocked. What? Curse you! My hand! And Sanji is dropped, but he's not getting up. He's still kind of definitely weakened by all of this attack. Why, you snotty little brat! And Sanji gets up. I warned you not to say their names around me. And Queen, oddly enough, snaps, oh, so there's no such thing as freedom of speech anymore. Does Wano have freedom of speech? I didn't think Kaido would be the kind of person to allow his troops to say whatever the hell they want. That's a weird little throwaway line there. But anyway, Sanji goes on the attack. Flanche Flare! And he kicks Queen right in the center of his stomach. Gwah! And Queen sort of blasted back. And Sanji, who's still standing, and is seemingly, not about to fall over. See, don't assume you'll always have the upper hand. There's no way the attack I landed on you earlier didn't do lasting damage. We've been fighting for a while. You're banged up too. Yeah, this is starting to feel like the end of this fight. No matter how it turns out, whether it's, Sanji winning and then becoming something inhuman or any other outcome, this is starting to feel like the end of Sanji versus Queen, which also feels like sort of the dawn of the real end of Wano. With Queen down, there's still King, and then it's just Big Mom and Kaido, and whatever the hell's going on with Orochi and Kanduro and Kazenbo and that whole plot line. But we're sort of, ever so closely, you can really see it, ever so closely getting further and further into Wano, closer to that last section, that last part of Wano. Anyway, Sanji knows, you've been fighting for a while, you're banged up too. And Queen looks at him frustrated. I've already accepted my fate. I'm not the same person you thought back under the dome. And Queen? Oh. Queen disappears, shocking Sanji. And Queen calls, then show me how different you really are. This next one's your specialty. Stealth Black. And we see Sanji shocked as Queen has vanished with his own technique. And Sanji just questions, you can copy that too? And then Sanji disappears, shocking Queen. What the? He disappeared too? But he doesn't have his suit on. He's just invisible from high-speed movement. The moment he's visible again is the moment he's out of stamina. Stupid decision, boy. Then we see this little mouse. And the mouse is what the woman from earlier was looking for. There you are, Chuji. You're all right. You see, she's about to get in trouble. This is about to be bad. She's about to go try to save that mouse. Queen's going to catch her, and Sanji will risk himself to save her. Though maybe proving that he's not a monster, proving that he is still himself, underneath whatever sort of alterations Judge has given him. And the woman calls, hurry, over here. We don't know when they'll start fighting again. Oh, she's only thinking that. Anyway, Queen looks at her. Osame, so that hussy's on her feet again? How dare she turn down my patronage all those dozens of times? She even did it earlier today. Okay, so we see that Queen has been, like, trying to get with this Osame woman for a long time. Okay, that's a random thing to sort of introduce. And Queen continues to think, with dear Komurasaki gone, well, not quite that gone, given that she's currently on the island, but whatever. With dear Komurasaki gone, you're my number one girl, Osame. They said you were off work due to a headache this morning, which made it very suspicious that you were walking around just fine. And so yeah, he's clearly coming on the attack for Osame. And Queen thinks, was my divine punishment earlier not enough? We'll see how you like another one. Oh wait, did he attack Osame earlier? Because with another look at her, we can see these like bandages on her forehead. Like maybe she got hit by him at some point in the not too distant past. Okay, but also this is some characterization for Queen. It's sort of, you know, from what I gather, the women of the Pleasure Tower have like lied to him to like cover for Osame, because Queen, I guess, is you know, a creep in more ways than we knew about. Sort of trying to force himself on these women. Anyway, Queen is on the attack, and Sanji sees that. And I think he's moving in to counter Queen as he thinks, what did I gain? An exoskeleton, muscle, and speed, all of which increase strength. Add the color of armament Haki I developed to the exoskeleton, and my legs are tougher, capable of supporting even hotter flames. And we see his feet heat up even more. A new attack. Ifrit Jambe! Faster acceleration, heavier weight. The mystery is solved. Oh, that's the woman that Sanji thought he attacked. But it wasn't Sanji, it was Queen. That was a divine punishment that Queen's talking about. Sanji reacts, you did that, didn't you, Queen? You miserable piece of human scum! Kalie Ku! And he kicks it at Queen with his full Ifrit Jambe. Queen like his head slams into the ground from Sanji's kick. And Osame notes him for the first time. Huh? Master Queen? And Queen gets back up to continue this fight. But Sanji's just not letting up. Baseko Blast! Peleron Pound! Just kicking it at Queen over and over. Continues with all these attack names I don't think I've ever really heard before. Jumoa Beeftek Blitz! Tenderon Tenderizer! Flanche Flayer, which we saw earlier. Q Crippler. Pora Poker. Jari Jarer. And Queen is just hit over and over again. And Sanji just notes him like maybe one final time. Now fly, sicko. Boof! Burst! And he, with I think only one foot, kicks at Queen with the full Queen descent flying. To be continued. Next chapter is 2 weeks from now. But yeah, that's how this chapter ends. And it does look like this might really be the end of Queen. So let's talk about this chapter, because you know, this is the kind of time you should really dig into the Sanji Queen fight, as it is, I think, over. And what it's really done for Sanji, which is once again sort of, you know, in a different way than say Whole Cake did, but still the same similar themes of Sanji's parts of Sanji's arc in Whole Cake, made Sanji sort of contrasted with his brothers. You know, he is powered up, right? He's powered up as a result of his father's sort of science, and that has led to some kind of change in him. We did see the eyebrows flip a couple chapters ago, and I'm not quite familiar enough with the way Sanji's eyebrows are supposed to be to know which one is the flip and which one isn't. I'm trying to get a look at him and see if his eyebrows flip back at some point in this chapter. Because at the start, his eyebrows are on the outside of his head, and they are still there at the very end. They have not flipped back. But yeah, specifically, I'm going to look at this bit going back to Sanji and Black Maria. how, Sanji's whole thing of I won't hit a woman is sort of his kind of romantic ideal. I talked in the past how I was never really fond of Sanji's sort of, even if she's attacking me, I won't hit her concept, until I've been reading along with the Tumblr user OP Background, who really dives into some of the earlier content in the series, specifically One Piece as sort of that, like, an object of romanticism. And how one of the most important things is that characters have ideals that they stick to no matter how much it inconveniences them or others. And how Sanji's is that kind of ideal of chivalry. And that's what we sort of see here, is Sanji thought when he asked Zoro to kill him that he had, as a result of his father's manipulation, had lost that ideal. And by losing that ideal, had lost himself. But this moment here is a kind of, re-grasping of that ideal. He's acknowledged that it was not himself who attacked Osame earlier. It was Queen with some kind of laser beam, I bet, which is why she thought it was Sanji was coming from a distance or something. But it is through, both acknowledging that he did not fail that ideal like he thought he did, and also through acting in the support of that ideal, that Sanji gains even greater strength. He gets the Ifrit Janbei, which is a much better motivation for his power-up than his last motivation for power-up back during the time skip. So I am much fonder of this than I am with I think that's the original Diable Janbei scene, right? In Fishman Island, when he jumps on the air. Right? Are you going to use that in Enies Lobby? You might have. I don't know. It's been a while since I read either of those arcs. I'm kind of playing this by memory a lot. My point is, Sanji wins not just by kicking Queen a lot, but by reclaiming ownership of his own ideals. That's what's important in the end of this fight. That is, on a thematic level, what grants Sanji the win. If this is in fact the win, as I high-key predicted is. But yeah, all in all, that's some good fucking character writing right there. Some good thematic work there. You love to see it. That last hit is just all good. And yeah, it's just some quality writing there. But even with whatever his father gave him, whatever he has gained through that momentary use of Stealth Black, he is now using, that's where the exoskeleton, the muscle, and the speed, I think, all originally came from, right? And so he's putting all of that stuff that came from without, from his sort of heartless family, into the pursuit of his ideal, that sort of chivalrous ideal. And that's what gives him the strength for that final kick on Queen. And yeah, that's just quality shit. That's just some quality mixing of action writing and thematic writing and character writing. It's real fucking good. It is really fucking good. A great way to end this fight. And I'm all here for it. I don't know where we're going next. There's still Momo, there's still the King fight, there's still the Kaido fight, the Big Mom fight, whatever the fuck is going on with Kazenbo. There's still plenty of places we can go next, but I do believe this is the end of the fight with Queen, and I can't wait to see what all comes next. So I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or, do whatever makes you happy, And as always, your life is your own, okay? Bye!